Ogly dogly, I have a theory, and the theory is about the daydream. Because you only need one collar to have 4 of them out. Now, I have already done an experiment with the gob fins, and they have worked fantastically. I took and went and cranked up my actual attack by a decent amount with all 4 of the gob fins that I have on. They each have Vanguard and Stronghold strategists on each one. Plus, they give a 20% increase after they're maxed out to a player attack. So each one of these is 30% just for player attack. Plus the Vanguard that I have on this bird. And with the rocket launcher that I have, I can literally one hit Blaze-A-Mutt if I'm rocking with her, because she does water damage, increased, it applies water damage, and she has Vanguard on her too, so it's 150% with the attack pendants that I have here. You don't need these necessarily, and you don't need to boost into attack power, because I did respec, but it is a definitely a beneficial thing. I one-hit Blaze-A-Mutt now, and with the rocket launcher that I have, and that's literally just walking in there, hitting it, and leaving. And I'll demonstrate that in another part of the video. But at the moment, right now, what we're trying to do is basically with Shadow Beak. Can be ridden as a flying mount, but enhances dark attacks while mounted. So what I am figuring, when you have the Daydream on, follows up your attacks with a magic bullet. So if you're riding on a Shadow Beak, and then you have 4 of these Daydreams out that are maxed out, like to the brim, then you'll be doing killer damage. And you only need 1 collar for all of them. 1 saddle for everything. It's kind of the same deal, but 1 collar, literally you can pull out as many as you want. So I'll just show that for a demonstration. If you didn't know, you didn't have to make multiple collars. So literally you can have an army of Daydreams. I'd only have 4, not 5, because the Shadow Beak increases dark damage. They are a dark type POW, and their magic bullet is a dark attack. Now, first thought when I was messing with them is that I could actually change their attack up. But regardless of what you put onto their actual active skills, they always do magic bullet out of when they're off to the side of you like this. But if you increase their dark attack and then crank up their actual like stuff, and I can only assume like attacks behind this, if you hit something with multiple balls with like a cranked up version of this, which we are in the process of making right now, as you can see behind me, then it's going to be pretty ridiculous when you actually get the damage up. We're going for, currently, she's going on there because I got to go put her back in the other place, because we just got done breeding up the Laylines. As you can see, Lucky Work Slave, and I got her up to 4 stars. I want to say 5-star, but it is level 5. Goddess of Healing, which I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is the medical 4 and the planting 5. The medical 4 specifically for making the mind wipes, because the mind wipes take a long time. Anybody who's been playing this game long enough, who's been trying to make those, knows that they take a long time, and that's just a way to fast track it. But what we're doing here, like I said, we are going to get Legend and Ferocious off of the Necromon, or Necromus, I should say. And we are breeding it with this Dig Toys to get a Wampo. Once I get the right Wampo, then the Wampo will be bred with the Meow, which is a blank slate Meow. So whatever is on the Wampo will come out like pretty much the way that we want it to. We will get a Fangalope. And then I have Lucky on this one, and we want to get Legend, Ferocious, and onto the Wampo to then get Legend and Ferocious onto a Fangalope. And we need it to be a female, then we can breed into that to where we'll have Legend, Lucky, and Ferocious on one. And I have, when you breed these together with the Fangalope, you get a Daydream. Yes, you get a daydream. And I have a couple with muscle head on it that are a mixture of, I'm not going through all these to find out which one it is, but I have one or two in here that have muscle head on it. So we'll be able to throw those on there as well. So we'll have Lucky, Legend, Ferocious, and Muscle Head, which is a lot of damage increase. And when you put those all on and then crank them up to 5 with their partner skill, then we're going to be doing a lot of damage. And since I'm breeding Necromus, he is a boss. And with him being a boss, being bred with a Lucky, their IVs are actually going to be higher. So I'm planning on this to be pretty epic when I'm done. But for the time being, this is the idea and this is the plan. And you'll see it quicker than I will. But we will be right back. We have our breeding pair with the female with Musclehead and Ferocious and the male with Lucky and Legend. So this is the start of the end. We're hoping. Finally, after a significant amount of time of breeding, as you can see, we're only on our last lot. We finally got the one that we wanted. Now, the fun part is that we've got to get 4 more at minimal and 5 for the maximum effect that we're trying to go for. So we got the first part of the plan complete, where we have 4 of these with Musclehead, Ferocious, Legend, and Lucky. So we ended up getting them down to that low. And some of them are already pressing out about 1,200. Some of them a little bit less. But when they hit 50, we'll see what they get. But yeah, all of them are literally the exact same. Musclehead, Ferocious, Lucky, and Legend. And right now, I'm breeding up Shadow Beaks. And we'll get back to you when we have basically the same amalgamation. Okay, so showed you that. To show you this. We have been taking some time, and that was basically the end result of what we had been doing the whole time, which is creating the Armada, as I have been calling it, with the Shadow Beak and the 4 Daydreams. The way that I have these guys built up are stacked. Literally bred these up, and it is a very viable run at it. Shadow Beak is a monster in general, and I've already put quite a few abilities on him. So we have options, which is really good. Went up against Frost Stallion earlier and took her out pretty easily. But yeah, the Legend, Musclehead, Ferocious, Lucky, took about, I'd say in total for maxing out everything and breeding up everything from start to finish, probably took about 24 hours gameplay, maybe a little less. Is it viable? Is it fun? Absolutely. It is very viable. It will take some time to get here, but it was a fun thing for me to do, and all the daydreams are stacked the same way. Musclehead, Ferocious, Legend, and Lucky. And we're running at 1333 damage with an 85% attack. So yeah, that is the end result, and I wanted to show that off a little bit. So yeah, keep you willy washed. We'll see you guys for the next little build, where I'm going to take Shadow Beak and crank him up even more. We're going to run some hooker teas. So, but